Hi there, I'm Joey.
I'm Jacob.
And we are watching Star Trek for the first time. Last time on Star Trek, Little People.
Little People!
Not the children's toy Little People, but Little People. We were literally not even like little people in the real world. Like literally they were just they were an inch tall. It was adorable.
And Kirk almost stepped/deafened half of them.
Yeah, there was that weird moment where we never commented on it last time.
We did not.
I just realized we never commented on that bit where he's like talking to Scotty.
This is after he's like beamed back up and he's now full size again.
Yeah. So he's like talking to Scotty. He's full size, and Scotty's like, "Oh, you're fucking deafening us down here or whatever." And he's like, "Oh, sorry, Scotty. You can hear me just fine, obviously, because I'm massive. You're small. How am I able to hear you?" Like it's a weird moment.
Scotty should sound like nothing.
Yeah. Like seriously, like, he shouldn't be able to hear that. He should have like it's a fucking dog whistle. Anyway, before I started the recording, I don't know if you noticed, there was like just a second delay for me. I was just a little longer than I usually. I was like, how do I open these videos? I've done like almost 100 of these, dude. Like,
I had noticed there was a moment.
It's 4 words. I say 4 words. That's how I start the videos. That's what happens. God damn it.
I saw that moment in your eyes. The panic, like, oh my god, how did this start?
Oh my god. Okay, today we're watching an episode called The Time Trap.
The Time Trap?
What's that? It's a Doctor Who cliffhanger. It's Castrovalva. We're caught in a space-time trap. It's great. I don't know why. It's the first thing I thought of when I saw that title. Yeah, we're watching The Time Trap.
Oh, it sounds fun.
Yeah. Maybe actual time travel again? TAS did time travel once.
They did once.
But not the sling around the sun time travel.
No,
they did like literal like device that takes you back in time.
Yeah.
Time travel. So maybe this is that other kind of time travel that I found really cool from season 1 of TOS that like never came back, that they never really did again after like 2 episodes.
It's whatever.
Anyway, whatever. We're gonna get into post-episode thoughts in a second. Be sure to join us then. We're about to watch The Time Trap. So, Space Bermuda Triangle?
Space Bermuda Triangle.
Really cool idea, actually.
It is a really cool idea. I just want to say, like, they're describing it. I'm like, oh, so it's the Bermuda Triangle, but in space...
And then they show on the scanner, it was a literal triangle.
It was just a really funny comment, well timed on my behalf.
Yeah. But yeah, really cool idea. I don't know, it's just one of those things that I guess you don't think about, I guess, that, that traveling through space and also Star Trek and its constant, seafaring analogies would have something similar. Where the same sort of like myths and legends would begin to arise in a different format, and that's sort of what this is.
Right, it's a near perfect translation of the same idea.
Yeah. Of course, we would immediately take away the mystery by going inside it and meeting the council that rules inside there.
But honestly, I would have thought it would just been cooler to explore
just kind of the unknown in there.
Yeah.
Honestly, the coolest bit in the episode is when they find the early model of an Enterprise, like of a Starfleet ship, like that's really like big and clunky, and I was like, oh, it's like box TVs, and like they're sort of like predicting flat screens,
Right. Like the concept isn't something, as far as I'm really aware, wasn't a thing at the time.
Yeah.
That like they would look at technology and just assume it would just continuously get really small.
Yeah. Because I don't know, I imagine the idea was something along the lines of like, oh, we'll need more of it, so it'll get bigger. But Star Trek instead says, no, like, the technology will advance, we won't need as much of it. So these big clunky ships that we see in these early things that got lost in the Bermuda Triangle in space, now instead, like, all these years later, we have newer versions of those same ships that are just sleeker and smaller and are able to, like, travel easier.
And theoretically, you could fit more in.
Yeah, it's a really, really cool idea. And that's just my favorite part of the episode. That, and of course, George Takei Klingon.
Who was on screen for like a minute.
Best
Klingon.
Best Klingon. Literally the best Klingon. That and the Michael Ansara one. But, I just love when Klingons are played by really great actors, which I know there are a couple really cool ones coming up in the movies that I'm really excited to see. Just some really great actors playing those guys. But moving on, I like it despite taking away the mystery of the Space Bermuda Triangle, I did like the idea of the Elysia Council. Elysia Council?
I think it's the council. Let's just go with
it's
the
a council. It's this idea of these people that like govern this sector of space pretty much.
This little pocket universe thing.
Yeah, of which there is a horrifying journey to Babel pig person on it.
But it involves a Klingon.
Yeah, a Klingon is on there, just casually, which, again, it's a thing I know eventually comes up in, I believe, TNG. There's a Klingon on a Starfleet mission, pretty much. And we see them like just being more casually part of the universe, not just as a warring race, you know? It's a cool idea. But I'm loving seeing like develop even through a really obscure show like the animated series.
Right.
I say really obscure show. It's well known because it's a Star Trek thing. If you're a Star Trek thing, you're pretty well known, I imagine. But it's.
But I imagine you're not top of the mind when someone goes, "What's a good Star Trek animated show?"
Yeah, exactly. Especially we live in the age of two different Star Trek cartoons playing at the same time right now. And then there's this. This was sort of like, I guess, the originator of that. And also, I tell people, I know I've mentioned it before on these videos, but I tell people, oh, I'm watching Star Trek the Animated Series. They're like, fucking what?
Yeah, it's just less well known.
Yeah, exactly.
But it almost feels like a really important stepping stone for some issues.
Yeah,
that
totally.
This series will handle.
Yeah. Let's see. We once again get dilithium crystals deteriorating.
They're just like the worst form of power.
Yep. It's Also, McCoy takes a really long time to show up in this episode. What's with that?
He just didn't have much to do this time.
Yeah.
This plot literally could never involve him.
Again, there are so many. It happens so often in this show. Just you don't have as much need for a character like Dr. McCoy, and it's really sad to me as a guy that loves, and I mean loves, Dr. Leonard McCoy.
A good character.
Yeah. He's not needed much in this show, and it's a shame. Man, James Doohan and Nichelle Nichols are just doing overtime in this show, or in this specific episode.
James
Doohan is every male side character aside from the one Klingon that George Takei plays, and Nichelle Nichols is every single female side character.
Except a Klingon.
There are scenes where, there's one scene in particular where Nichelle Nichols has to do a line directly on top of another character that she's playing. You could tell the transition is happening at the same time in the recording booth.
Yeah.
It's so funny. And then I don't know, so as my last little thing, I love the bit where the Klingons try to sabotage this peace meeting pretty much by knowing that, I don't know, could they predict that McCoy was going to want to dance with a female Klingon?
I think they were predicting something would happen.
I guess.
They were counting on a distraction.
Oh yeah, just causing some sort of disruption.
I think literally anyone could have even looked in that woman's direction.
Yeah.
And that's great. But McCoy had a great line. He said, I was just going to ask. She didn't even have to say yes.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know. I guess that was the time trap. It was okay.
It was fine.
It was all right.
It's just one of those things. It's not going to happen because it's animated. This could have been a TOS episode, but my God, it would have been really long and boring.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I guess that about does it. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to join us next time when we continue Star Trek the Animated Series. Until then, this has been Joey Morgan.
I'm Jacob.
Goodbye.